Simple ingredients, but the result is mind-blowing. Because grinding bones with your favorite knife is not the most grateful job. We ended up with the fillet in our hands. And to make the temperature even higher, I treat everything with a burner. Luke has already turned golden. We sprinkle the prepared spices over the rubbed tomatoes, also cover with a lid and forget for a while. A dish with character, you might say. Friends, I greet you, and today we will be preparing another Georgian dish. We've prepared a few of them already. You can get acquainted with them in the description under the video. And by the way, let's practice and see who among you knows the most unusual Georgian dish. You can write it in the comments and I will give a gift for the most unusual one. Now all that's left is to check the subscription, hit the like button, and off we go. I'm putting on a glove to make it more comfortable for me to work with the meat. I have a whole chicken on the table. Now our task is to break it down into parts. I will cut the back like this. On one side, I make a cut. Use a knife you won't miss for grinding bones, as it's not the best use for your favorite blade. So guys, I'm sending this to the broth, and all the rest we will need for this dish. We cut the leg like this. Look, it just falls off by itself. And we need to carve out the joint. Yeah, right along the bone. And we cut it off. Already, we do the same with the other leg. We move on to the wings. We also feel for the joint and cut it off. We get rid of the first phalanx here from this wing, and the same thing we cut the second phalanx and the first at the joint. We do the same with the second wing. Now the breast, we feel for the joint and start separating it from the carcass like this. Alright, we've got a fillet in our hands. We cut it into these parts. Turns out, one breast goes into 4 pieces. We send it to the rest of the parts. I have a carcass left from the fillet. It will also go with the backbone into the broth. Next, 800 grams of red onion. I will be cutting it into quarter rings. That is, cut the onion in half, then again in half, and then we cut it into these small longitudinal strips. Repeat with remaining onions. Wipe away tears. Next, prepare the garlic. I will have 5 of these small cloves. I will grate them on a grater and they will come in handy at the end of the preparation. The ingredients are prepared. Now I'm turning the stove on to the maximum and we will roast. Chicken parts, slightly greased with vegetable oil. Wait a couple of minutes and proceed to the process. Lay out the meat on a well-heated frying pan. But you need to do this in one layer so that it roasts. They in no case should not stew and not boil. And to make the temperature even higher, I process everything with a burner. Only if you are going to do this at home, be sure to follow the fire safety rules. After the first side of the chicken has browned, calmly flip it to the other side. And we do the same with the burner. Of course, if you have one. Perhaps some of the couch experts will say, but the chicken is not yet cooked. Everything is correct. We just need to achieve a crust and this pleasant aroma of roasting. We are now swapping places with the chicken that has already been in the skillet, returning it to the plate and the raw one to the skillet. And we do the same. After the chicken has left the skillet, I send the onion there, slightly fry it, and then we will saute. Pay attention, the onion has already turned golden, absorbed all the flavors and aromas that the chicken left. Now we have exactly 5 minutes to saute it, so it becomes maximally soft. And we continue to cook our chicken Chakhokhbili. While the onion is getting ready, we will prepare the sauce from crushed tomatoes. First, we will need a little black pepper. I have it in grains. We'll pour about half a teaspoon into the mortar, and we'll pour about the same amount of coriander. That's enough. A teaspoon of salt. The salt will act as an abrasive. And grind. our spices, and with a pestle we turn not only into dust, but as if crushed, both crushed coriander and black pepper. We sprinkle the prepared spices over the rubbed tomatoes, leaving aside approximately 2/3 of 1 tablespoon of sugar for balance of taste. Next, dried basil, a teaspoon of Sonelli hops. It's indispensable without it. This is a Georgian dish. A little about 50 to 70 grams of tomato paste, so the taste is rich. And the final ingredient is about a teaspoon of hot chili pepper. Our task is to nicely spread out this whole story. And literally in 30 seconds we are ready to load the chicken skin. The onion has become soft and with a precise layer. We unload the chicken over the onion, make the temperature as minimal as possible, and piece by piece we lay it out over the entire surface of the pan. The rest of the juice after the chicken also goes into the pan. Now we accurately pour all our mass over the chicken. Now 15 minutes. It will simmer on low heat on comfort. The liquid will become slightly less. I cover with a lid and we meet in 45 minutes. After almost 50 minutes, I am ready to stop the process of preparing the Chakhokhbili and perform the last action. In conclusion, I need to saturate our dish with the aroma of garlic and cilantro. The garlic that we grated together at the very beginning, I start to distribute throughout the dish, as well as the greens. We won't eat it right away. Let it rest for 20 to 30 minutes. Also cover it with a lid and forget about it for a while. In conclusion, all that's left is to serve and try our amazing Georgian dish. I love when a dish consists only of meat. Well, maybe a little bit of vegetables, but overall meat is an amazing product. Well then, friends, let's go try it. Friends, I think each of you has thought about the following. It would be divine to dip some crispy bread into this sauce. Meanwhile, I'll break off a piece of chicken and try what we've got here. And it's so spicy, really sharp maybe, a dish with character. And if I take a knife, like this, take a piece and break it off, it just falls apart right before your eyes. Well, it's clear that we've been stewing for a long time. You can do a little bit of this, but that's not the point. It seemed like a simple dish, simple ingredients, but in the end it just blows your mind. Well, I've had enough of this mess, this whole situation, and I'm forced to apologize to you. I thank you for watching and be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and don't be afraid to experiment. Bye bye.